shouted out. Monuments and farms of mine. Store, this counter came from a store at Durham that was being dismantled. These planks are 14 feet long and about 14 inches wide and over 2 inches thick, I believe. And they're worn smooth from years of shoving groceries across, I guess. And Sterling said plain coconut. But they were probably cut from trees in their own bush. Oak, maybe. But it's really, you wouldn't get planks like that nowadays. So the whole counter was dismantled and brought out here and reassembled when we decided to make the store. Some of the items on these shelves also came from the same store. We've got 8 cans of cayenne. It mustn't have been a very good seller. Some other spices. Some of them are in the old containers, and some of them aren't. Some of them are more modern. Forest Stream pipe tobacco, probably a big seller. Prince Albert, cut. Cut plug, Checkers cut plug. Here is some of the washing glue that was so necessary on wash day. Clothespins. Old Dutch cleanser was about the only article of that type that was sold. Not the same variety that there is now. Alum, which was very necessary for pickles. And miner's liniment. Perfect foot powder. Weed killer. This looks like an electric oil or castor oil bottle.
That's pure dynamite, that's stuff.
Cough syrup. There weren't drugstores then, so the stores carried that type of article. These are the old-fashioned jars for canning and preserving. This was a butter crock. A lantern, which had to be used in all the outbuildings, the barn, no electricity. Other lanterns there that are newer. This held tea. You get it out of that type of a container, and all these other Quaker Oats used to always come in a round package. These wouldn't sell much in a little country store, but these were in all especially the spare room for guests to wash. And then, of course, coal oil lamps were used. These are the irons. This is one type of iron that was used for wash day. They'd be heated on the top of the stove and used for ironing. You don't see that type of honey pail anymore, a 10-pound honey pail. This was for mixing butter when you churn. You'd mix it in this, get all the watery buttermilk out of it. This was for making a fancy pat of butter. You'd press the butter in here, and this has a nice design on it, so that when you pushed your butter out onto a plate, you'd have a fancy top on it. This also would make the butter a little bit fancy with lines. This is some of sample of the homemade soap like we used to use. This is candle mold for pouring your own candles. You'd have to put the string in and tie them and pour in the wax until they set. This was for doing a design on floors, I think. You would make it green when the paint was wet, and then you would home it almost like this and make like a wood grain on the floor. Royal yeast cakes, of course, were very necessary. They, as people baked their own bread. This was the type of milk bottle if you bought the milk. Everything had to be weighed on scales. This had a brass bowl thing, what was it? Basket that would be there, and if you wanted 5 pounds of sugar, it was weighed. It was weighed then, as you bought it. Adjust the scales here to whatever the weight was.
You made your bill out on that?
Yes, they could write the bill out on this, and then it, I don't know what happened, but that's where you wrote the bill, and there was an extra copy of it, I think.
Doreen, that block is that brick for scouring knives.
Oh, this is,
That.
oh, this was the soap
No,
here.
that's the soap.
Yeah, that's the
little
soap.
block. The little block.
This is
That-
for, oh,
that
that's,
That brick for scouring knives. and
I see,
forks.
for sharpening knives or
No, scouring,
scouring,
polishing.
polishing knives.
There were steel knives at those days. You didn't have any silverware.
No. Those are curling tongs. You would heat them over a coal oil lamp and until they'd be really hot, and then curl your hair up. Yeah.
I remember that too.
That was the type of strainer we had then, metal. And this is a fun one, of course. This was for grating spices. Nutmeg, for instance. You'd buy the little round nutmegs and grate them on that into your whatever you were making. That would be a chopper for chopping, like this cabbage and anything you had to chop up. And anything else. These cookies, they weren't prepackaged then. You'd buy them, say you might ask for 25 cents worth, or you might ask for a pound or something, and the clerk would weigh out the cookies. And candy, you could buy, children could come in with 1 cent or 2 cents and buy a penny's worth of candy or peppermints. This would be for butter too, another butter crop. This was this cabinet was used as the post office at Yarm for many years. The postmaster kept stamps and money orders and the stamp machine and everything in this. And that was the post office.
So it'd be in one corner of the store, most likely?
Yes.
Perhaps right on the counter?
Yes, it was right on the counter, and we had a few mailboxes up behind. At the time when like before the Royal Mail, our work basket. This beautiful black lace, it's all little beads. It came from the same store that where the counter came, and this black edging. This was a fan for fanning in hot weather, no air conditioning then. This is wide black ribbon. This was a little pincushion crochet. These were gloves, big wide cuff, and 2 pairs. This was a button hook. At that time, they used to often wear spats, and there'd be maybe a dozen buttons or more, quite small, and you button them with a button hook. Some big safety pins. These buttons came from the same store, all kinds of black buttons, boxes and boxes of them. these were some fancy buckles and ornaments, quite fancy. Quite pretty. Some eyeglasses, very small, not, although I have seen some like them now. Some eyeglass cases. These were hat pins. Used to wear big wide hats, and most of the women had long hair, and they could hold them on by fastening these hat pins through their hair. These were the wedding boots that belonged to the same lady who owned the store. Very, very narrow, beautiful, soft leather. Still soft after all these years. This is a last that they would use. They used to mend their own shoes. It sat on a stand usually, and the shoes could be mended at home. Wooden spools at that time. Just some samples of them. More boots. Very narrow. Pointed toes. This hat, I believe, belonged to the same woman who owned the store. I think it was her wedding hat. She would need a hat pin with that. This was a bonnet for the winter. Another type of bonnet. And another wide hat. You can edit a lot of this, I would hope.
Do you know who the photos are?
Yes, these are Milton and Blanche McGuire. This was a gramophone or Victrola donated by Malcolm Lett's family. Lift this and put it on the record. Some of the old records. 78 speed. This was a wool winder. And what you can see, you put the skein of wool on it, and then you wind it into a ball.
Does it adjust in and out, that one?
I beg your pardon?
Does it go in and out?
No, it wouldn't go in and out.
Because I've seen some that do adjust
no.
in and out. I was just wondering
I don't
if
think
that
so.
one did.
Just was on your yarn that you wound and all this.
Yes.
It was a big